Frank Spillers, founder of Experience Dynamics, and it's time for this week's UX Power Up. Today we're talking about the topic of discoverability, and just like the way the word sounds, it's how able your users are to discover content, features, functionality, and even the controls as they go through and use your website or web application. The reason why this is important is because users just don't do discoverability unless they're really young. Children have more discoverability behavior. Elderly users have less discoverability behavior, but generally most users just don't go and look for stuff. They just wander through websites or designs and just, if it's not there, they don't see it. So discoverability is a way to address this problem, and we're going to look at two techniques. The first one is called hover to discover. And hover to discover is a way to let users get information just in time as they're going through a design. So they have, for example, a piece of content, some controls, and they might hover their mouse over. So they mouse over and they get a little dialogue that gives them some more information. Maybe it's even got some controls and search form, whatever the case may be. So not just information, but it could be functionality as well. That's the first technique. The second is what we call the push dialog. Now the push dialog is similar to the hover to discover dialog, only as the term suggests, you're pushing it on the user. So you're forcing them to actually interact or look at the content. And so you might have a toolbar, or you might have a piece of content that you want users to actually get engaged with, and so you push that at them. They have to close it. They have to, they could go to the next tip as an option. For example, sites like Google, Twitter, Kayak used the top two discoverability techniques in their early days and had a lot of success getting over that issue of how do you get people to look at stuff, right? So these two techniques are staples of web applications and websites, and in the mobile analog it would be tap state. So the hover to discover would be a tap to discover it, and then you get the dialogue, and the push dialogue would be something that just comes at them more like in the case of a pop-up window. So using these two techniques, you can increase your discoverability. They are subtle. They seem like something that's easily missed, but they're so important to increasing discoverability that they're, to me, an absolute must on website, web application, and mobile design as we move into the future of greater discoverability. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.